Year 6 and welcome to your next geography lesson. Let me share my screen. Okay, so today's geography, we're going to learn about different biomes and the physical features in Oceania. So we've got two new words there that we might not have heard of before. Let's just rewind to what you did last week. So last week we looked at some of the countries that made up Oceania, Oceania being one of the continents. Almost forgot the word there. One of the continents. Sometimes called Australasia, we're calling it Oceania. So we looked at the capital cities. So the capital city of Australia was Canberra. The capital city of New Zealand was Wellington. We had the capital of Fiji was Suva. The capital of Tonga was Nuku'alofa. Again, not quite sure if I said that correctly. And the capital of Samoa, Apia. So you drew the map and you added on the capital cities. So today, again, we're looking at biomes and the physical features. Now, as we're geographers, we're a type of scientists who study the earth. And we'll be looking at the land, the physical features and the biomes, and the people who live in within it. Now, they're called the human features. Now, we won't be doing much of those today. We'll be more focusing on the physical features and the biomes. So talking about the land. So looking at this picture, what do you think a biome is? Any ideas? Well, I can see trees, I can see animals, I can see the landscape. Let's have a look at a definition. So, a biome is a large area of land with a particular climate, types of plants, and we call them flora, and animals, which we call fauna. So, this would be something that you would write in your blog. So I'm going to suggest you pause the video here, put today's date, Monday the 25th of January, a subheading geography, and I would copy that definition of a biome. So pause the video now, and then you can get that done. So, what is a biome? Now, you might have heard of ecosystems, you might have heard that word, but we're looking at biomes. But an ecosystem is a system of plants and animals which are interconnected and that they work together. So some ecosystems could be found underneath a stone or in a pond and might be very small, whereas others might be very large and cover most of a continent. So an ecosystem covering a large area of a continent is called a biome, and that's what we're going to focus on today. Now, there are quite a lot of biomes, and I'm just going to go through some. I'm not going to read it all because it's probably easier for you to pause the video at each slide so that you can read for yourself. But the different types of biomes that we have, there's desert scrub, there's grasslands, and there's rainforest. Pause the video and have a little read of those. There's also alpine, chaparral, deciduous forest, and desert. Have a little pause so that you can have a read of those. And the last page, savanna, taiga, not quite sure how that's said, and tundra. So again, pause the video so that you can have a read of each of those different types of biomes. So hopefully you've read all about the different types, and this map shows the world and where those biomes are. So it will all depend on the weather, how close they are to the equator, various different factors. So you can see the UK, where's my mouse? Oh, there it is. The UK has got a blue biome, so we're more deciduous forest. West Oceania, that we are looking at, has got quite a selection of biomes. Hopefully you'll be able to identify those from the key and that you would have just read about them. And if you haven't quite read about them, rewind and go back and see if you can find out about each of those biomes. So for today, we're going to have another map that we're going to draw. So I've got Australia here, but this one has got some dividing lines. I wonder if you know what they're there for. Anybody? You might have been shouting at the screen. I'm not sure. Let me tell you. So they are the different states in Australia. And you can add them to your map if you want to and get some bonus dojos. You don't have to. You just want to do the outline of the map. That is fine. So your first task. So you might be in school using the atlas. You might have Google and find an atlas. You might rewind and have a little look at those slides before with the world biome and spot Australia. And you're going to identify the biomes that can be found in Australia. So draw your own map, identify and colour in if you've got colouring pencils, and label where the biomes are found. But just remember to include today's date and the geography title, which you may have already done because I asked you to copy that definition of a biome down. You'll need to give your title, not a title, you'll need to give your map a title. Because from last week's work, there were one or two of you that missed out a title. And if I was looking through your book, I might not know what that map is linked to or is about. So make sure you give your map a title. And of course, a key for your different biomes. If I just go back to the slide before, this is what we call a key, color coordinated. So you've got the different color and what that color represents. So pause the video and have a little go at drawing your map and see what biomes are in Australia. Hopefully you've got something like this. Now it might look slightly different, different colours, you might have labelled it different. They're all fine. So I've got my title, Australia's biomes. Bonus points if you've got the state. So we've got Western Australia, Northern Territory, Queensland, Southern Australia, New South Wales, and Victoria. And I've got the different colours representing different biomes. But I've missed out something. What have I missed out? Who can tell me what Miss Hersey has missed out? Of course I have. I've missed out the key. So I haven't got a key down the side of the colours, but what I did do is I labelled them. So at least you would know what each of those biomes are. So hopefully you've got something like that. So that's the first bit done. The second bit of our what is about the physical features. Now we know that physical features relate to the land, but what does it actually mean? So I've got another definition here. So physical features are the landforms, bodies of water, natural vegetation, and the climate that are created by nature and make a place unique. So if you want to copy that down underneath your map, as like another little heading, because we would have also added that into our blog, then you can pause the video and do that. So what are physical features? Well, they might be mountain ranges, they might be deserts, they might be rivers. So just to finish off your geography today, can you find any physical features that you can then add to your map? Okay, there are quite some famous ones, and if you're using the atlases in school, I know that there are a couple in there because I've used that for my research. So pause the video. Can you add any physical features to your own map? Now, my map that I'm going to show you looks slightly different because I've got different features on it, and I don't have the visualizer at the moment. Hopefully next week I will, and I'll be able to show you my own map with all those things on. So pause the video, add your physical features. So, did you get these? We've got the rivers, and the longest river is the Murray River. And the highest point in this mountain range, because there are also some mountain ranges, is Mount Kosciuszko. Again, not sure if that's the right pronunciation, but I've had a go. And the largest desert is the Great Victoria Desert. Obviously, you can see on this map, there's quite a few different deserts. And there's different mountain ranges. So hopefully you've got a selection of different mountain ranges, some rivers, and the names of the desert. Oh, I missed out the lake, the largest lake. I'll say, hopefully you've got those now marked on your map. Most people, however, will know about the two famous physical features that Australia is famous for. One of them we've already done a little bit about in your English last week, and that is, of course, the Great Barrier Reef, which is, if I can extend my arrow, all the way up here. And the other one, does anybody know what the other famous physical feature is of Australia? You may have seen pictures of it. It's, of course, Ayers Rock, which is situated, oh, if I can just extend the arrow, which is situated over here. So they're the most famous features in Australia. So you can also add those to your map. So well done for today's work. Hopefully you've all got those down, the physical features and the biomes. I look forward to seeing those in your portfolios. Let me go back to, I think this is me. Oh, no, that's not me. Oh, it's that one. Close that one. Oh, me back again. So hopefully you've managed to do that. Look forward to seeing all your images and see you next week.